following is a Live the Dream Media production.
There we are. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. From
day.
local Marana, Hump Day. And we got some really good friends in the house with an incredible event that they're hosting. Is it the fourth year?
Yes.
Fourth year? Yeah.
The Quinns.
Rockin' for Heroes.
Bonnie and Mike Quinn, our dear friends.
Yeah.
Welcome, guys.
Thank
you. Good morning, Quinn.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
So you just sharing with me the wild day you had yesterday, and I'm pretty sure most of them over the last couple of weeks have been like that, haven't they?
Oh, yeah. As we get closer and closer, the event just, takes on a life, of course. And, we're just excited. And all these people are coming around and, want to, come alongside us. I think, just from the genesis of honoring our heroes, honoring those who selflessly serve our community, state, and country. This is a public tribute to all those that serve us. And, it's open to everyone, and we removed all the barriers. There's no cost. There's no cost to park. There's no, come and say thank you. And enjoy some phenomenal music. I mean, some phenomenal music. Not good, phenomenal.
So we kind of just jumped right in.
Yeah, I guess.
The cool thing, and then we got a lot to talk about. But the cool thing about what your event is, not why it exists, but you honor like all. First responders, police officers, military. A lot of those events are specific to a military or specific to police or fire, but you guys honor everybody that is here to protect and serve.
It's unique. There's nothing else out there like that pulls everybody together like that. And we've had comments from each of those groups
veterans,
that never experienced anything like this before.
I got
a
lot of events by veterans, but I've never been to one where veterans and first responders and active duty and EMTs, fire, police, all of them are brought together to be honored.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Basically, anyone in uniform is represented as far as what your appreciation is. Okay, let's for those that don't know, share with us why this event exists.
Bonnie?
Well, Rockin' for Heroes was created from a personal mission for Michael and I. We lost our son PJ in 2020 to bone cancer, and the last year of his life was very tough. And we had first responders at the house quite a bit, and they were wonderful and compassionate and professional and reliable, all the good adjectives. And when we lost PJ, it was very heavy on our hearts that we needed to say thank you to those groups because they made a big difference in our lives and in our son's life. At the same time, Michael's a Navy veteran, and we've all been longtime supporters of the military and our veterans and our Gold Star families. That's the four in Rockin' for Heroes: first responders, active military, veterans, and Gold Star families. So in wanting to say thank you, we decided to go big and acknowledge all these groups together. And the genesis began, before 2020 and in 2021, and we put it together in 3 months, I think, with the help of Steve Rakowski, who is our executive producer. He's been with us since we started, and he helped us launch it and grow it every year, and he's still running the show now.
So you started Rockin' for Heroes maybe summer of 21 then? Is that fair to say? Or late
fall? Well, early fall. Yeah.
I mean,
August.
the Genesis started in August, and you held it in October,
December.
maybe?
We had it December the first year. Yeah.
Wow. That's a pretty quick turnaround.
That's because we had Steve at the helm making it happen for sure. Yeah, right. And
Does
a lot
have
of
the right-
and others as well. But Steve is definitely
how God puts things in. He puts things on your plate with deadlines. Like we had this band that we had been following for a long time. They're internationally renowned. Leonid and Friends. They're the Chicago cover band. They're phenomenal, and they're they have 300 stops in the spring and fall tour. And,
wow.
And yeah, I mean, they're very, very busy and all over the country. And anyway, an opening came in December 10th, I think it was.
The close of their tour, their last tour date.
So they said, "We got an opening. You have any interest?" I was chasing them down way before our son passed. And, it's kind of, the thing, a lot of us, I think, revisited, the music from our childhood.
Right.
And, we kind of put away our childish things.
Yeah.
And started
Yeah.
a business and ran and worked and raised a family and all that. And now, we have time and we want to kind of revisit that music that we loved. And that was kind of one of the reasons why I was following this band and chasing after them to come to Tucson. They said, we're not coming to Tucson. That ain't going to happen.
We're
Maybe
full.
Phoenix.
Our schedule's full,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We'll come to Phoenix. We won't come to Tucson or whatever. But anyway, they called me. I said, hey, we got a cancellation. Do you have it? And I said, I'll take it. And I didn't know they're going to play in my backyard. They're going to play. We're going to come to your house, Quinn. They're going to play at your house.
Yeah. We played the cul-de-sac.
And literally these things happened, and this was happening before my son passed. But then they called me after he had passed. It was 6 months, 8 months later, and I said yes. I didn't even think. I didn't even tell Bonnie. And then I just said yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, honey, guess what we're going to do?
Really, it was in our backyard, and then it was Bonnie. Bonnie said, "This is our opportunity.
Yeah.
This is our opportunity to say thank you. We'll do a public.
We
tribute."
got a band. We've got a mission.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
And then
we
a
got
Gold
the right
Star
people.
father,
We
a
got
Gold
the
Star
right
father
people.
that we've known. Bonnie talked about our involvement in the Gold Star community, and I don't think we can do enough for those people. Those
No.
who've lost their family members in
Right.
service to our
Right.
country. And we've had a Gold Star father. There's a lot of Old Up With People alumni that are in, Dana Cooper and others that are involved in this as well, helping us put this together. But Bob Huff introduced us to Steve Rakowski, and God put all these things in place, and here we are. And we pulled the first one off. It went well. There was only about 700-800 people there.
It was coming out of COVID, so we were trying to pull people out of isolation and get them unified again. And
That was
this was a
December
great way to do
21.
it.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, and then what we found out, the big aha moment was that our personal desire to thank those who selflessly serve us, that others wanted to come alongside and say thank you too, and other businesses wanted to come along and say we support that. I want to make a public announcement of my support for this community, these communities, right?
Especially in that time frame.
Yeah. Think about it.
Because there was a lot of folks that weren't necessarily buying that.
Yeah.
And that's part of our mission is to kind of change that wave of discontent or dissatisfaction with these first responders and military, and they're all there to serve us regardless of anything.
Exactly.
So it's important.
And we've kind of come full, and that's what we want to do is, we'll probably have 20 or so tents with various first responder communities, Marine Corps, all the armed services will be represented with, and invariably we want, young folks to come in and see that there's possibilities for careers in public service and that they're honorable careers and that they should consider those.
Yeah.
Well, we've got one of those first responders, law enforcement officers right behind this wall, David. It was Marana PD and in the police department and in corrections. How long, David?
I was in law enforcement for 11 years.
Thank you.
Just 11 years.
Just 11 years. And when I actually started praying.
Thank you for your service, David.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for what
When
you guys
I
are
actually
doing.
started praying for him to be involved in what we're doing here, that was on that kind of weighed heavy on my heart because I knew he was good at what he did. We need people like him in that industry.
Right.
And I'm like, God, if this is your will, it will happen. If it's not your will, then he'll stay where he's at and serve the public. But I did convince him of this. You can serve more people doing what we're doing than you could as a police officer. In 36, you guys just did 36 years. You're married 36 years, right?
Yeah, we
You
just had an anniversary.
Like last week, is that right?
Yeah.
Hey, how many times does he come to you and said, "Hey, Bonnie, guess what we're doing"?
And it's funny how many people say to me, not him, well, you must be a saint.
Yeah,
Because she puts up with me.
Yeah, well, she is.
And yet, really, it's truly the other way around. Most of it's on.
Hey, Tammy and I
will
just
admit.
celebrated 33 years, and you know how many times I went to her and said, "Hey, babe, guess what we're going to try? Guess what we're doing?"
Yeah.
I had a guy yesterday tell me he wanted to do something, and he started laying it out for me, and it sounded great. And he's like, "When should I start doing it?" I'm like, "You like yesterday? What are you waiting for? If you've got a passion for something, right?
Yeah.
Start doing something towards that, like right now. Don't wait for everything to
Amen.
line up.
We were very unified in wanting to do this.
Yeah.
This was a mission in our personal grief experience.
Exactly.
And it's become much bigger than that now. And that's a good thing. That means we're meeting our mission, right?
Yeah.
But it's helped us heal through
Yeah.
our grief.
Yeah.
It really has.
Yeah,
And
that's
to
tough.
turn our heart outwards.
Because you know
instead of-
you know how I picture PJ
Inwards.
when he first started driving,
And you knew
he had
PJ.
that,
You
and
knew
and he
PJ.
had like it was maybe a brown or bronze.
Honda Element.
Yeah,
Square box.
and he'd
Skater
he'd
PJ
been
was
yes,
his license
but he had
plate.
been diagnosed and he had cancer sucked on the
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
bumper sticker. That's kind of how I remember. And then our daughters have known each other for
Sure.
Yes, they have.
Since they were little.
yeah,
they
since
were
they
real
were
little.
little kids.
Yeah.
So
I remember, I'll tell a funny story about
Please.
PJ. So for those that don't know, he had osteosarcoma, which is a form of bone cancer, and it initially formed on his femur, and they had to cut 7 inches of his femur out and take his knee and put a prosthetic knee and a titanium rod. And so here's a 17-year-old skinny kid, tall, skinny kid, limping around. But anyway, I remember he would tell me that he would park in a handicap spot to go into Fry's, and some little old lady would like start barking at him. And he'd say,
I just never
and he
know
would
why
say-
people park in handicap spots.
And he would like pull up his leg
Yeah,
pants
yeah.
and go, "This is why, lady."
Yeah,
He'd show him this
he'd
like
show-
big
yeah,
scar.
yeah.
He used to tell all the girls he had this real long scar on his thigh, and he would tell all the girls, it was shark attack. I was in the water and it's shark attack.
A little more
me."
exciting.
That's what
that
anyway.
actually is a funny story.
Yeah.
You know, okay, November 10th. We're going to
Sunday, November
We want to
10th?
make sure we plug the date a whole
Sunday,
bunch.
November 10th. Gates open at 12:30. You might want to get there a little early. It's open lawn seating. Bring a folding chair. We'll have 12 food trucks or so, a beer and wine tent for those that imbibe. And
Tell them about Smooch.
with Smooch the Donkey, we have a
Yep.
kids zone this year. We'll have Bonnie bought a huge.
It's a life-size Connect 4 game.
Yeah, I don't know
Remember
what they
Connect
were.
Yeah,
4? It's
yeah,
a
oh, yeah.
Do you
tic-tac-toe.
remember those?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh, so fun. I really wanted it for myself,
Yeah.
but I think I'll let the kids zone use it.
James
for the
Craig
concert.
Park.
James
Oro-
Craig Park,
Oro
right
Valley.
next to CDO High School.
Yeah. Yep.
Plenty of parking, plenty of free parking, free admission. You just got to bring your own chair, like
Yeah,
Mike
we
said.
gotta-
And it's also the 249th birthday of the Marine Corps, so
Marine
we're
Corps,
real
yeah.
excited about that. We're gonna have a little celebration for that as
Yep.
well.
And
Lots of good things happening
Yeah.
that day.
And how many food vendors?
well, about
10.
12 food trucks,
Okay.
10, 12
Yeah.
food trucks. I mean, some kettle corn, one or two, but we got the Chicago hot dog guy
Yeah,
that's great.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, really great.
Fork
He's
and
done
Fire.
well. Fork and Fire barbecue.
Highfalutin. Oh gosh, Jeremiah's water ice.
That's some good stuff right there.
Yeah.
We got plenty of food.
And we couldn't
Lots
do
of
this
options.
without our sponsors and
Yeah.
folks at American Furniture Warehouse, and who came on as our title sponsor. Great
Yay.
people. What a wonderful organization they are, and HSL Properties,
Mm-hmm.
of course.
We had Humberto in here last week.
Did you?
know that?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, he's
Yeah.
such a great
He's-
man.
isn't
We
he?
are so blessed as a community to
Great
have somebody,
guy.
and what they do for Gospel Rescue Mission and all that. You know that, and they just have a heart for this
Yeah.
community. They're wonderful
You
people.
know, that's when Tammy and I moved from Phoenix in 2002 here. This is my hometown now.
Right.
I mean, I wasn't born or raised here, but
Right.
I've spent more time in the house we live in right now than any place I've ever lived
Yeah,
at one time.
yeah.
So
That's amazing.
And I remember a good friend of mine, Rick Peralt, when I first moved here. He goes, "Clint, this is the biggest small town you'll ever live in."
Yeah.
And I said, "What does that mean?" He goes, "Everybody knows everybody."
Yeah.
And everybody
That's nice.
everybody knows everybody. You can't go out in public anywhere in this valley. I know you can't without knowing somebody.
Yeah, you're always running into someone.
You'll be over on the east side somewhere and, "Hey, what's going on, Mike, Bonnie?" Right?
Right.
It's kind of crazy. So got to be on your best behavior at all time.
Yeah, and anyway, I want to get back to the events because just make
please.
sure we got all the specifics across. So it's Sunday, November 10th, James Creek Park, which is right next to CDO High School. Gates open at 12:30. Music will have
Mark Miller Country.
Band. Mark Miller Country Band opens. And then we have our formal opening ceremony, and then we have Lexington Lab Band, like Lexington, Kentucky. And folks can go on YouTube and check out Lexington
They're
Lab.
good.
They're exceptional.
Yeah,
They're
they really
really,
are.
really good.
80s classic rock cover
Yeah,
band, and they
yeah.
are superb. They're so diverse. If there's not something there that you didn't listen to back in the day, then
Yeah.
you weren't listening to music. There's going to be something for everybody. It's going to be a lot of
it's going
fun.
to be great. A lot of fun, and there's also a serious tone to that. And our mission, obviously, is to honor those heroes. And each year we honor specific individuals. And this year, the first year, it's interesting. The first year, because this kind of leads into how our Hero Fund developed and how we've, raised funds. By the way, we're a nonprofit 501c3. We're all volunteers. There are no salaries, no real estate, no. It's an office account, an accountant, and a few other expenses, and everything else is pretty much run out of the house. And we have meetings, but our whole team is all volunteer, and we're just grateful for all their efforts. It's amazing how people come around and get involved and bring their expertise to events like this.
We've been able to add a whole communications team this year. I'm going to name them. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they've been a game changer for us. So we have Kim Kimbriel doing our public
From Kimbriel
relations.
Marketing. Yeah.
Yep. And then we have Kathy Sinat and Pat Johnston who are doing our videography and photography and social media, which, as you know, is a game changer. And I was really struggled with that. So we're really fortunate. And then we have Eric Christensen who he had been to our first 3 events and came up to us last year and said, "How can I can help. I can help you with your website and
Getting more traffic
and your Google
updating
search
it.
words and all of that." And that communications team coming together has just been a game changer for
really
us. We're really, really blessed, and we just continue to be surrounded by these people like Mary Murphy,
Right.
so energized and so skilled. And they're embracing our mission because it's a very pure mission, right? So there's a lot of people that want to be involved in that, and we're just so blessed. We would not be on year 4 expecting 4,000 people
and growing
if we didn't have this team.
Our mutual friend Chris DeSimone, who will be in a little bit later today,
good.
says all the time,
I love Chris.
Good people doing the right thing, God just will provide.
Amen.
He will always just make sure that there are ways to excel at what you're doing. He'll put the right people in your place. And we're all living proof of that, correct?
Amen.
I mean, the people that I just think about the people I know, a lot of them are the same people you know. Like I talk to Ed all the time. It's like your network is your net worth.
Wow, that's awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, if that's
like that.
true, and I believe it to be true, then
You're a rich man.
You're It's kind of like It's a Wonderful Life at the end with the toast to my brother, the richest guy in town. Yeah. If you've got the right people in your life, you're truly blessed.
So,
yeah.
how are we on time? We okay?
We're good. Oh, yeah, we're good.
All right. So
Hey, I wanted to follow up on something you said a second ago, though. When we grow up, our music kind of like stops at a certain point, and I don't think I know any new music past like 1990.
Yeah. Well, and that was another thing PJ did. He brought this music to us, and Jacob did it too. Jacob Dittinger. We'll talk about that, but we bring a song to you when you're 13 years old. They would come running up.
Yeah.
Check this song.
Yeah.
Out. Put these earbuds in.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
Yeah.
I was. I saw them live. What? And he thought it was something original. He had found this song. From the Allman Brothers. Who knows what? Traffic.
Oh, he brought an ELO song to me. He said, "Have you ever heard of this group, ELO?" I'm thinking, wait, let me think a minute. No, you mean
Electric
ELO?
Light Orchestra.
Yeah. Very good band, by the way.
And a really cute story about Jacob Dittinger, who's the fallen EMT whose family we have honored and created an EMT scholarship at Pima Community College in his honor. It's called the Jacob Dittinger Memorial Scholarship for EMT Studies. He came up to his parents one day and he said, "You guys got to hear this song," and he played a Guns N' Roses song, "Sweet Child of Mine," and they were like, "Oh." So his father Jim went and got the concert tickets from when they saw him 20 years ago.
20 years
Please
before they
look
had
at this.
the ticket stubs.
Yeah.
Do I know this song?
I know?
We were there.
Yeah, we were there. Hey, you've and I can't think of her name right now. Moon.
Marsha Moon?
Marsha. Yeah, and
Sharon Jones?
Sharon
Yeah,
Jones.
yeah. You know,
Gold
I knew Chris when he was just a little kid. He was playing baseball for my buddy who I mentioned a while ago, Rick
Marcia's
Peralta.
son,
And
yeah.
he was just the littlest kid in the bunch. He was just, and grew to be a warrior. You know, he was just a beast that would be playing Major League Baseball right now
Yeah.
had he not have joined the military and gave his life for our country. So when I saw you guys with her the other day, or them the other day, Mom and Dad, the moon, that was like, you know,
Well,
that's tough
That's
stuff.
what you think about. We've been involved with the Gold Star community for over 20 years. We've served nationally. I've served on 2 boards nationally, and we've given resources and time to serve that community. And that actually comes back to Dana Cooper. Dana introduced me to Bob Huff, and was a Gold Star father. Lost his daughter, Sam Huff, who was a graduate of
Mountain View.
Mountain View High School. Right here, was deployed and unfortunately was killed 4 months later. And you know, I'm a little skeptical of people sometimes and my resources. And they would come when I had my businesses and you know, hey, can donate to this cause or donate to that cause. But I'll tell you what, once Gold Stars approached me, I thought I can't. That all that skepticism went away, and it was such a pure I want to help them.
Yeah.
And there's not enough. Once the government hands them the folded flag, they're out. There's no support.
Yeah.
There's nothing. And those people struggle a lot.
Yeah.
You know. And
that's so
then
wrong.
invariably, what was crazy was that God. I think God had us a plan, right? And that we were serving this community, and then my son took sick, and then we then turned around, and those friends that a lot of those Gold Stars throughout the country, and many of them are coming to the event, flying in just for this event. They come and support us, and they came around us, and it was all of a sudden, it was, the tide was turning. They were helping us.
Right.
We were doing grief support workshops for Gold Star families 15 years ago, all around the country. And then came our need.
Yeah.
And God had his plan is perfect and put that on us. But I want to talk a little bit about the heroes. I think that's important because I mentioned that we each year we honor a family, and the first year we were able to connect with the Dadinger family, and Jacob was the EMT who was tragically shot and killed in Tucson in 2021, and they were only 6 months into their loss when we had an opportunity to meet them. One of the organizations I served on was the Honor and Remember Board of Directors, and they provide hand-embroidered flags, these beautiful flags to fallen service members' families, Gold Stars, and an honor and sacrifice flag for the first responder community and fallen first responders. So those, and they're keepsakes, hand-embroidered with their loved ones' names on them and stuff like that. And the flags, each flag has very specific meaning of the various colors and the things. Actually, the state of Arizona, the Honor and Remember flag is the official flag for our fallen. It flies at many of the municipal flagpoles. It's been adopted by about 26 states around the country. They're working to make that the official symbol of our nation's military fallen. We don't have one. And this was started by a Gold Star dad in Virginia, and we support them. And anyway, so going back to 21, and we identified them, and we had an opportunity, and being involved in a lot of events and being involved as different organizations, and I had the opportunity to meet people, and I never felt comfortable saying to someone, hey, listen, you don't know me, over the phone, I need you to come to this event, we're going to honor you, and you're going to meet, there's all these strangers, you're not going to know anyone, and we're then going to hand you a thing and then shuffle you off the stage, okay? It just, didn't sit right with me, so I wanted to meet them personally beforehand, and God, it was just something telling me, I need to do that, and we did that with the family, and they were, we share with them our story about our loss of our son, and so we have a common, thread there, and anyway, and we had the event, and we presented them with the flag, and that went well, and we've stayed friends with them.
Yeah. So they'll be at the concert this year, and it'll be be wonderful having them there. Yeah.
And each year we've done that. Every year, we find a fallen service member or a fallen family that has not received that flag, and we try to hold them up and honor them. We have a Vietnam veteran, a Korean War veteran that we're honoring as well. And this year we have.
We also have a Community Hero Award we'll be presenting to Chief Tom Brandhuber with Golden Ranch Fire District.
yeah,
so
yeah,
we're very excited
yeah.
about that. What a wonderful man.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else is going on, Mike?
The Hero Fund.
The Hero Fund, yeah. So one of the things we started this year to more streamline our way to support our heroes when the concert's over is we created this Hero Fund so that all the net proceeds we raise, especially on event day, because even though the event is free to enter into, there's multiple ways to support our heroes once you're there. The 50-50 raffle is one of them, so we got to bring cash for the 50-50 raffle. Everything
cool
else,
merch
everything
tent.
else is credit cards, but the 50-50 you got to have cash to win cash. Yeah, we got some great merchandise, Rockin' for Heroes merchandise. We have these really cool guitar pick earrings this year that have
Rockin'
the
for Heroes
Heroes
guitar
logo
pick earrings.
because it's a concert, So and that's made by.
Wonder who had anything to do
I-
influence that.
I know.
It was his idea. No, it wasn't. So that's Groovy Accents. That's a local company, and all she makes is guitar pick earrings, and they are so cool. I think they're very cool. They're going to be a big seller. So, like I said, there's multiple ways to continue to support our heroes when you're there, even though it's free to get in. Okay, so those net proceeds go into our Hero Fund, and the Hero Fund allows us to support our heroes long after the music's
Right.
ended through existing initiatives whose mission we align with, and then our own
Strength and Shield.
original, Strength and Shield,
You
which
know
is a
the-
chaplaincy program for Marana Police and for multiple police departments. That's pillars of support and chaplaincy programs for law enforcement offices. That's a great program. Dogs for Vets, which is trains your own pet to be a service dog for veterans with PTSD. Reads Across America, the Walter Reed Christmas card program. Lots of different ways that we try to make an impact throughout the year. And that Hero Fund is how we do it. And that's what happens on event day, that we continue to fundraise and get to do that. So the scholarship, the Jacob Didinger Scholarship, is part of the Hero Fund.
Thank you, Bonnie, for bringing that up, because this isn't just Rockin' for Heroes isn't just an event in the fall.
That's how it
a
started.
concert.
That's how
it
it
is
started.
a year. It's a
mission.
It's a mission that's year long.
Yeah.
It's around the clock, and
Yeah.
you're supporting. You threw a lot of names in there. Some I recognized, some I didn't. Of people and groups and organizations that you're supporting. So see, now how can they reach you? Is websites and all that information?
RockinForHeroes.org. It's Rockin, ROCKIN, 4 heroes.org.
I hear the music. Hey, we're going to come back just real quick, wrap up here, David, but let's just throw a real quick ad set in there. Hang tight, Mike and Bonnie. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Thank you.
Good job.
Hi, I'm Alan Murdoch. For the past 20 years, I've been buying, fixing, and selling properties right here in Southern Arizona. And I want to buy your property. Whether it's a house, apartment, commercial building, or vacant land, regardless of the condition or the situation, I want to talk to you. When you sell to me, I pay cash and it's hassle-free. No repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. If you have a property you don't want to deal with and you want a quick solution, call, text, or visit selltalon.com. Again, that's selltalon.com.
Discover the power of 88 Crime, where your anonymous tips are rewarded with cash. When you call in anonymously with a tip, you are given a code. With the code and a password, you can walk into a bank and redeem your reward anonymously. If your anonymous tip results in a felony arrest, you can claim up to $2,500 cash reward. Let's stop the silence on crime and strive for a safer community. For more information, please visit 88crime.org or call 88crime.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, CopperCreekCookies.net.
We can print anything on our soft vanilla logo cookies. We deliver them and other sweet treats locally. We are located at 4249 West Ina Road, Suite 121. Call us 520-300-1131. We bake smiles.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, CopperCreekCookies.net.
Your favorite radio just got bigger, bolder, and better connected. Live the Dream Media is revolutionizing how you stay tuned in. With our explosive growth in online radio and our brand new mobile app, your entertainment goes wherever you do. Stream your favorite shows, discover new hits, and connect with audiences across the digital landscape, all at your fingertips. Advertisers don't miss out. Join our expanding digital network and reach engaged listeners across platforms. Download the Live the Dream Media app today and experience radio reimagined.
problem.
Hey, we are back. Thank you to all of our advertisers. We appreciate and love all you guys. Okay, let's kind of put a bow on this thing here.
Put a bow.
Put a bow on this bad boy.
November 10th.
Yes, Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday. It is a Sunday, not
Yeah.
a Saturday. Sunday, November 10th. Gates open at 12:30. Mark Miller will be playing live. That's Mark Miller Country. That'll start just before 1 p.m. Smooch the Donkey will be there for photo ops from 12:30 to 2, and then he has another engagement. He's very popular.
Smooch is very popular.
From track. Yeah, from track.
And don't forget, we have
Wonderful
that great
organization.
fun kids zone. So this is a very family-friendly event. We encourage that. Don't forget to bring your own chair. Please don't bring coolers or pets.
Yeah.
We are going to be next and there is a dog park next
And the
to us,
weather
but-
looks like it's going to be
78.
perfect.
78, partly cloudy.
Because I was sneaking a peek on it earlier today. Yeah, look at that. You know what? Mike and Bonnie, you guys are just, you guys are an inspiration.
Well,
to not only us, Tammy and I, we're so
Going
so
on-
proud to
going
call
on
you friend.
That mic over there, Clint, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just messing with it.
Oh, man.
Well, the screws it was a little bit loose, so I was tightening it up.
Your screws were loose?
Yeah, screws are loose.
well, we've known that.
Not the
No
only
surprise.
thing the screws are loose on around here, I'll tell you for sure. But you guys really are an inspiration, and it's just such an awesome event coming from such a tragic event.
Yeah.
With PJ, that you guys have turned such a sad, personal situation into
Tragedy,
such a positive thing, and that's inspirational, and should be to anyone that's listening, and it should be to anyone that shows up at these events. But I want to stress that you guys, this is a mission that Bonnie kind of alluded to. It's 12 months out of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I see you guys in March, and you guys are
yeah.
rocking and rolling, and you're getting stuff
Working on
ready, and you're
sponsors
working
and,
on and giving out scholarships and all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
So, my request of the community is please get behind and support these wonderful people and this incredible organization.
And if you pre-register for your free e-ticket on rockinforheroes.org, you'll get a raffle ticket for a couple fun door prizes we're giving away at the concert.
Really good door
We
prizes.
encourage pre-registration. That way we have your email to contact you about next year's event and where that will be and when that will be and who the band will be. And good way to keep connected.
Yeah, it's such a great event. David, you got anything for us?
I do not, sir. The chat has been, we have some, of our usual characters, but they're just in here.
You got some troublemakers?
Yeah, we
just
got
in
a
here
couple of them in there.
Trying to stir stuff up, but we appreciate them for watching.
Yeah, thank you guys.
We're having a good time.
Yeah, and if you got something seriously you want to talk about, jump right in there. We'll address it with you.
See what we get. Yeah, you got a lot of people watching though, especially on Instagram.
Good,
So,
good,
thank
good,
you,
good.
everybody. I should say thank you to everybody listening and watching today.
And
appreciate
again,
it.
David, thank you for your service
thank you,
in
David.
law enforcement. 11
got it.
years, we appreciate
You
it.
got it.
Guys, we love you guys very much.
Thank you,
And if
likewise.
there's anything we can do moving forward,
We
what
appreciate
we
that.
got's always available to you guys.
Appreciate that.
Give them
November 10th.
Give them the dates and all the
November
times and
10th.
the email or the website again.
Rockin for Heroes, ROCKIN, no G, Rockin for the number 4 heroes.org.
Yep.
You'll
Thank
see
you.
a great video in there of last year's concert if you want to know what it's about and you're not familiar with it. It's a great overview.
Yeah.
Great
Bring
energy.
Bring a chair. We'll see you there.
Yeah. Open at 12:30. Get over there, guys. Hey, thank you guys for watching. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Hi, I'm Alan Murdoch. For the past 20 years, I've been buying, fixing, and selling properties right here in southern Arizona. And I want to buy your property. Whether it's a house, apartment, commercial building, or vacant land, regardless of the condition or the situation, I want to talk to you. When you sell to me, I pay cash and it's hassle-free. No repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. If you have a property you don't want to deal with and you want a quick solution, call, text, or visit selltalon.com. Again, that's selltalon.com.
Discover the power of 88 Crime, where your anonymous tips are rewarded with cash. When you call in anonymously with a tip, you are given a code. With the code and a password, you can walk into a bank and redeem your reward anonymously. If your anonymous tip results in a felony arrest, you can claim up to $2,500 cash reward.
Let's stop the silence on crime and strive for a safer community. For more information, please visit 88crime.org or call 88crime.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, coppercreekcookies.net.
We can print anything on our soft vanilla logo cookies. We deliver them and other sweet treats locally. We are located at 4249 West Ina Road, Suite 121. Call us 520-300-1131. We bake smiles.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, coppercreekcookies.net.
Your favorite radio just got bigger, bolder, and better connected. Live the Dream Media is revolutionizing how you stay tuned in. With our explosive growth in online radio and our brand new mobile app, your entertainment goes wherever you do. Stream your favorite shows, discover new hits, and connect with audiences across the digital landscape, all at your fingertips. Advertisers, don't miss out. Join our expanding digital network and reach engaged listeners across platforms. Download the Live the Dream Media app today and experience radio reimagined.
Beautiful. We are back. Mike and Bonnie Quinn, some really incredible people. I've probably known those guys for 15, 16 years.
Okay.
Our kids started. Hey, new face in the seat here, Mr. Ron Arenas in the house. Looky there.
Good morning,
Ron.
everyone.
Yeah.
Good morning, Ron. Ron with Picture Rocks Heating, Cooling, Plumbing.
Right.
And media,
Southwest Flavor.
And Southwest Flavor
Yeah.
and Media Extraordinaire.
The correct title for Ron is Media Mogul, guys.
Media mogul.
So,
Media mogul. That's
fix that,
actually what I
please.
was looking for, David. And I don't know what I threw out there, but it wasn't quite the
Well,
right
I appreciate it.
nomenclature.
I do, yeah. So we have a podcast every Tuesday at 9 a.m. It's called Southwest Flavor, and we feature people of the Southwest. So we're looking at pretty much, a variety of people. We want to get restaurant owners, brewery owners, pastors, business people, leaders, just everyone to kind of explore their story, what they do, why they do it, and who they are.
I got to say, and David and I have discussed this, I'm real impressed with the list
Well,
of
thank you.
guests that you've had. I mean, really, they're A-listers.
Well, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm not just saying that.
Yeah.
Not that I expected less, but you know what I mean. when they start showing up, you're like, wow, look at who he's got, man.
Well,
That's
thank
pretty
you.
good. Yesterday, great. Dana.
Yeah, Dana
Dana's a guy.
Cooper. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dana and I go to church together with the
Yeah.
Quinns, by the way.
Yeah, he told me that.
Yeah, good guy.
I didn't realize that. But yeah, he's been a sideline reporter for Arizona football
Yeah,
for 15 years,
yeah.
and now he's in a different role for Gospel Rescue
Yeah.
Mission. Yeah.
And then the gentleman you had on, I think it was last week, maybe 2 weeks ago.
I had Heather last week, and then I had
Heather last week.
Yeah.
Heather Lappin.
and then Pastor David McAllister.
Yeah, man, you just
Couple
had
weeks ago.
Yeah, and then the guy, and I'm bad with names. As I get old, I used to know your name. If I met you, I knew it. Now it's like, there's a bunch of, but you had the executive director from the Tucson Chamber, or
Yes. He's not the
maybe
executive
not the
director.
executive director,
Zach.
but,
Yeah. But he's like a community and government affairs outreach.
Yeah.
Zach Yenser.
Yeah. That's who I was looking for.
Yeah.
But the one you had with the pastor, was really.
It was
good. Deep.
And I wanted him to be on before the election because he had some,
Yes, he did.
He had some good information to give everyone about the election, and your vote counts.
Yes,
it definitely does.
Yes, it does. And boy, people are showing up in record numbers for the early balloting, aren't they?
Yeah, they sure are.
They're overwhelming the county, man.
Yeah, they really are. Matter of fact, did you read that?
Yeah, I did.
Where the mail-in ballots, the mail-out ballots, they closed the portal.
Oh, really?
That's got to be illegal, man.
How could it? Literally, they closed it.
We'll see this case in 2028, probably.
Yeah. Right.
they were. I don't remember the numbers. They were staggering people
Right.
wanting the early ballots, and they literally just shut it down and said the only way you could get it is to call because they couldn't vet them quick enough to send them out.
Oh, okay.
Gosh.
That
Do your
makes a little
job.
bit of sense. That does
Well,
because
it does
people
make sense, but
they're
but
waiting
the phone,
till last minute.
But the
yeah.
phone is going to be your best way
Yeah.
to vet that.
Hey, I'm
Come
George
on,
Smith.
right?
Give me 3 ballots.
No,
Okay, we got the
that's
cl-
a number control right there, right? Oh man, the line's busy. I can't get through, and these
Yeah.
people give up.
But for
Come
everyone
on,
to
do your
know,
job.
they have made the polls more accessible. You don't have to go to your poll.
Yeah.
You can pretty much go to any poll in your county, and they will look you up. You do need an ID,
Yep.
so that they can verify who you are. But you can go to any poll. If you do have a mail-in ballot that's sitting on your desk at home, go ahead and fill that out. Take it to one of the polls and just drop it off. You have to have it in the white envelope with your signature on it, sealed. Drop it into that little box, and it will get to its destination.
Hey,
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you, Ron. Let me echo what he just said. My wife and son are smart enough to ask for the early ballot, so I dropped theirs in the box.
Yeah.
And then stood in line for about 35 minutes to get
wow.
in the
Yeah.
polling booth at my place. The only thing I would ask is maybe a few more polling places be open.
Yeah.
Because there was only 5 or 6 early.
For the presidential election, they're going to have all the polling places open.
But I'm just saying, this last week we only had 4 open.
The early voting?
The early voting. There was just a handful.
Yeah.
Now that may have changed
That's
this week.
changed. I think there's
but
probably
I
about
think
15 to 20 throughout the county.
But the 21st was when they started opening I think beyond, I don't know, but there was only 5 or 6 open for 1 million people. That's not quite. And we need just open them up because I don't think we've got a problem with the volunteers.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know how they do the early
They
voting.
were packed. We had the volunteers.
Really?
We had to make it move smooth. There must have been, oh goodness, probably counting them all. I'm just guessing there were probably at least 15 volunteers at the Oro Valley Library when I was there.
I worked the election polls for probably the last.
Oh, that's right.
16 years, I think. So,
Am I wrong then, or am I correct? And there seems to be ample number of volunteers to do it.
There is. We usually have probably about 12 or 13 for each polling place, and there's usually 1 or 2 extra people. Once in a while, someone doesn't show up, or someone's sick and needs to go home.
Yeah, but it's going to be interesting.
I've got the website up here, gents. There's 19 open right now.
Aha.
Okay,
19
so
polls.
that in the last week or so,
Yeah.
they've opened up
Yeah,
quite a
so
few.
a lot. So you had some, you had a couple open on the 9th, a couple open on the 21st, and then you had a lot open on the 28th.
Beautiful.
And that's county-wide, and Pima County is a huge county.
Yeah.
Right.
It covers a lot of land.
Hey, guys, just do the mail in from now on. And if you don't trust the mail, then go drop it in the box.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. Because the mail, have you seen that?
What's that?
Various mailboxes have been set on fire throughout the
did see
United
that. I think in
It's
Phoenix. I think Phoenix was one of them, yeah.
Yeah, there's probably a dozen of those. Now, that's not to disparage any. I mean, a vote's a vote. Don't.
Right.
But that's.
But you can have your mail-in ballot, like I said, and just walk into the polling place. You walk in,
Drop
you
it in a
drop it in,
box.
and you can leave.
Yeah.
No lines or anything. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. Everybody's talking about it's the election of our lifetime, but
pretty much every election, presidential election is
here
election
now.
of our
Right.
lifetime.
Isn't that
Yeah.
always what we've been told?
Yeah.
That's the most important election of your life. But in reality, it kind of is, isn't it? If it's the current one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, if it's the current one, you have all the current issues that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
So it's always the most important thing for that time. Yeah.
I mean, you can always look back and go, wow, that one turned out to be, but that's hindsight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that one was crazy. And we won't know that because the results are the results.
Yeah.
If it went the other way, would it have been better or worse? We'll never know that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like.
And nowadays, history is skewed to whoever's writing it.
I think that's the way it's been since Gutenberg
Probably
created. There's a line to that. The victors, something about the victors tell the story, or the victors get to write the. I don't know. Do you know what I'm talking about, David? Have you ever heard that one? The victors get to write story,
I have
though,
not,
for sure.
but I am reading something.
There's a quote
attributed to Winston Churchill.
I think
1948.
What's he say?
History is written by the victors.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
well, you know it is.
Yeah.
For me, read this. For my part, I consider that it will be found much better by all parties to leave the past to history, especially as I propose to write that history myself. It's a joke, he said.
Yeah.
But he's not wrong.
And we all do write our own history.
Exactly.
We do. You could be in the greatest economy on earth and make some bad moves, and it could be horrible for you.
Right.
You know? Yeah. Or you could be in the worst economy on earth, but you maybe make some strategic moves, and you're fine. You're not touched.
Yeah.
You know.
Abe Lincoln said something to that effect.
Yeah.
Create your own history by writing it now.
Yeah.
David and I talked about something briefly. It kind of goes to touching on what you just said. What percent? I'm going to ask you it in the form of a question. And
Okay.
Then I'll give you the answer that David and I both have read independently. Is what percentage of wealthy people in the United States inherited their money?
I saw Joe Rogan said that it was like 80%.
See, we're all getting kind of yeah. That's the number I heard.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Not that I'm opposed to inheritance. That's not
right.
But here's the problem I do have with it. Let's say you've created generational wealth, which there people have done.
Sure.
And there's nothing wrong with that. What makes the fourth or fifth or eighth generation deserving of all that wealth? At some point, you know what I'm coming from? Because
and everyone's different too. I mean, you could have like family member after family member going to college, becoming a lawyer or a judge or a doctor, and it's just their legacy. But then you could have other families that maybe they get that generational wealth, and then their kids and grandkids just party it, and they don't contribute to society.
Well, I see more of that than the other. How about that?
Sure.
I see more misuse of that generational wealth.
Hey, I've got. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say that could be part of a lot of their upbringing too. Yeah. It's like, oh, you don't have to earn anything. We're covered. We're good.
So here's a quote. I think I've shared this with you before, Clint. It is, my grandfather walked 10 miles to work every day. My father walked 5 miles. I'm driving a Cadillac. My son is in a Mercedes. My grandson will be in a Ferrari. But my great-grandson will be walking again.
Yeah.
Talk about the generational wealth stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's hey, if Grandpa left you a bunch of money, good for you.
Yeah.
But
hopefully Grandpa also taught you a little bit about money.
Right?
Yeah.
That's kind of my point. Hopefully something, because I see it happening right now with a lot of third and fourth generation of stories. I'm not going to pick on any family or business now, but it's like, no.
Yeah, it's not going to last.
Yeah. Well, it's not even. It might last because there's so much of it.
No.
I mean, it might
true.
last, but you're not doing.
You're not contributing to society.
You're not contributing to society. And I remember, again, I'm not going to quote anybody. Well, I'm going to quote somebody, but I'm not going to tell you who I'm quoting. Wrote a book about creating the wealth and said, part of the reason I'm writing this book is because I don't want the next generations to miss how we created this wealth and to use this wealth properly.
Yeah.
Maybe they should have done a little better job in their will on how we're going to, because Warren Buffett's that way.
Yeah, I do.
He's and Bill Gates is that way.
They're leaving very little to their kids.
I commend that.
Yeah.
The line is, I'm going to leave enough to my kids that basically I'm going to leave enough to my kids that they don't. Basically, you got to still do something. I forget exactly what it was. They're going to be comfortable, but it's not going to be that you can just sit around and do nothing.
Sure.
Give them a head start, but I don't know how we got here, but
so what's the topic today?
money. It's always
so you
money.
said
isn't it?
you said 80% of wealth is inherited wealth. Is that what?
That's what Joe Rogan said. I think just yesterday or the day before.
I don't know about y'all, but I see a lot of people driving really nice cars all the time.
Yeah, but in the United States, we are so much in debt.
What's going on with the cameras there, man?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for you to speak. There's three of us.
Yeah, so as the United States, our culture has just become a debt culture. And it's, let's do better than, let's outdo the Joneses. Someone on your block gets a new car. Well, I'm going to get a new car. I'm going to show them up,
Yeah.
And it's silly because we're just putting ourselves in so much debt that at some time, the debtors are going to come calling.
Right.
Yeah.
And David, that's, I'll address why you mentioned the 80% again. That's probably why I want to see more financial responsibility from the people that have it, because that's how we grow. But here's the reality of it.
Yeah.
The true money changers, they have no interest in the rest of us having any money.
True.
Because they get to be the big, basically almost we're in debt and we are in debt to them.
Yeah.
Like you said, we're in debt.
Compound interest, you're either paying it or you're making it.
Exactly. It's either your best friend or your worst enemy.
That's right.
I've seen Carnegie, to pronounce it properly at that time frame, his handwritten note underneath glass. Imagine my joy when I discovered compound interest.
Yeah.
And it's not just money; it's everything. We talk about it with relationships.
Sure.
You want to have a great net worth, build some solid relationships.
That's right. You are who you network with or who you hang around with.
Yeah.
Your mom always said when you're young, don't be hanging out with those.
What'd you show us there, David?
Oh, no, go ahead. I want Ron to finish what he was saying.
I was going to, when you're young, your mom says, don't hang around with those certain kids because you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Just by hanging around with them.
Yeah.
And David knows, being a resource officer, I mean, he could see that firsthand.
Absolutely. So check this out, guys. This is a net worth chart here, net worth example. So this is a word that I found a lot of people don't understand for whatever reason, education-wise.
We could go to a whole topic of education.
Yeah. Net worth, is the value of your assets minus the total of all your liabilities.
Mm-hmm.
So when we see all these folks getting in debt, like you had said, Ron, their net worth would be negative.
Yeah.
So you're actually worth less than zero according to this scale. So
that sounds so bad.
It does, right? So you think about it, right? You have a $70,000 car you just bought, right? Or you didn't buy it, you financed it, and then you have a house that's $400,000. So let's say that's got some equity. Maybe you got $40,000 in equity. Okay, so we're $360 plus our $70. We are negative $430,000 of our net worth. So when someone goes, "Well, what's your net worth?" Oh, negative $430,000. It just sounds bad. So
and that $70,000 car that you just drove off the lot is now worth $40,000.
Oh yeah,
depreciating every day,
like in seconds.
Yeah. So I wanted to put net worth as the local Marana word of the day.
Okay.
Or slogan of the day, because I've had a lot of conversations and people don't know what that means.
Yeah, that's true. It's simple math, but if no one teaches you, then it's pretty complex.
Hey, for the record, we have to have automobiles unless you want to do horse and buggy.
Yeah, and especially a place like Tucson that's so spread out.
Yeah, there's no using public transportation here.
Yeah, we don't have a subway or any kind of...
No, and we have buses, but... now, when I lived in Chicago, it was a brief period of time, 45 years ago that I lived in Chicago, I had a car, but that was only to get out of town.
Yeah.
You didn't fire the car up much.
Right.
You just, because you had to find a good parking place and leave it there for a month, right? And, but you commuted throughout the city because they've got they've got a robust transportation system.
Yeah.
But here, how would you survive?
Yeah.
They're trying to start getting some of those. They're trying. Good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope that happens. I don't say that really sarcastically, but yeah, I am getting ready to buy a new vehicle here in the next couple of months.
Okay.
But guys, when you see I pull in with it, I'm going to know for sure it's going to be used.
Yeah.
And it's going to be paid for in cash.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
It's going to be a nicer one.
Sure.
It's going to be a newer one.
Sure.
And as few miles as I can get, but I just don't. That's, to me, is the worst investment you can make. So buy what you can afford.
Yes.
and
what's reasonable.
And what's reasonable?
Honestly, I mean, unless you're buying a collector car, if you have the money to buy a collector car, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, because it's going to create. It will create value.
Yeah, it'll create.
But the rest
or at least keep its value.
At least keep its value.
Yeah.
The rest of them, none of them are going to keep their value.
Right.
Your truck's not going to keep its value.
Yeah.
My SUV's not going to keep its value. There's nothing we can do to maintain that.
And my truck is a tool. I mean, that's how I look at
Exactly.
it. It's something to get me from here to there, but it's also something to transport things that I need to be transported.
Exactly.
It's a tool.
And you want something dependable.
Yeah.
You don't want to be breaking down and putting a lot of money into stuff.
Yeah.
But when you mentioned that, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be showing up in a new ride pretty soon. So trust me,
no
there will
red
be
Ferrari? No
red
hey,
Ferrari.
And if you're a car dealer, ignore what I just said, okay? Because I know you're not happy. You know what I'm going to do?
What's that?
I'm just going to call CarMax and tell them what I'm looking for. And
That's what my wife did about 5 years ago. She said, "This is what I'm looking for. This is what I want to pay."
Yeah, and here's kind of what I wanted to. I wanted this. I want this.
Yeah,
and
it took them a while.
When
but
you
they
get
found
that
it.
for me, then I'll come down and.
Yep.
But I'm still not telling them I'm going to write them a check.
But I do have a couple friends that are car dealers, and we bought a Nissan truck last year. We needed it for our salesperson. I called him up. I told him exactly what I wanted. He said, "Give me a few days. I'll find it for you."
Well, I might give your guy a shot.
Yeah. He found it. I came down, did a quick little test ride, and bought it.
Yeah.
So easy
I
as
just
that.
hate that. I'm done with the haggle, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
You remember those good old days?
Oh,
You'd go
yeah.
in.
Oh, yeah. And it was a lot less if you wanted to pay cash, but they didn't. You weren't supposed to tell them that you're going to pay cash, and all. Yeah, it was
just
a circus.
too much of a dance.
Let me go get my manager, and they're playing that game. Yeah.
Yes, my manager.
I remember I took my son the first time I was buying their car and went through the dance with him. He goes, "Oh, that's too much work." I'm like, "Yeah. Here's what we're going to do."
But
so guess what he's done? He's either bought from private dealer, private individuals, which usually you can get a pretty good deal, or he went over to CarMax. I think you did the same, didn't you, David?
I did, yes. I bought a car at CarMax, and it was really good. I also did a small lot not too long ago, that Volkswagen I got. I would say just a small lot that they had the car I was looking for.
Yeah.
And their pricing was a lot less than the bigger dealerships.
Yeah.
You know, right now what I was reading is car dealers are they're squeezed right now.
They are. Yeah. People don't have the money.
People don't have the money.
And they don't have the credit either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what? Off camera, the three of us need to sit down with all these things we're talking about. I think I know a way to make a little money.
Oh.
Nothing wrong with that, right?
There's nothing wrong with that.
People always, and we've had this conversation before, Clint, you talk about money a lot. That's the root of all evil. I'm like,
no.
Where'd you read that? Where'd you hear that from? What's in the Bible? I'm like, no.
Greed is in the Bible.
Yeah. The love of money.
Yep.
I don't love money.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned,
it's just a vehicle.
You mentioned the key word a while ago. Money is a tool.
Yeah,
it's a tool to buy tools. What if you're a plumber? What do you need?
Yeah.
You're an air conditioner guy. What do you need? You need a lot of tools.
You need those tools
to make that happen.
Right.
How do you buy that? How do you purchase those? With money.
Right. And how do you get money? You work for it.
You work for it. You earn it.
Yeah.
There's no love there.
No.
Now, do people love money? Oh,
sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of money. Matter of fact, I think most people really, honestly, I think most people really value money way more than what they should.
I think they make it their identity.
Yeah.
It's kind of gross, man.
Yeah, look how much I've got. Well, there's always somebody who's got more than you.
Oh, sure.
If that's what
Of
your
course.
goal is.
Yeah.
I hear the numbers. We're done. Boy,
All right.
that
We
was
are,
a quick.
gents.
Well, thank you for having me on.
Yeah,
I appreciate
thank
it.
you, Brian.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Beautiful.
All right, gents.
Hey, you know what? I appreciate this guy right here, David. I know you do too.
I
This
do.
It's fun. Ron showed up. I don't know, 3, 4, 5 months ago.
Yeah.
Got involved in what we're doing, and we look forward to
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
having you help grow this thing out,
Yeah,
man. We
let's
got
do
some
it.
big plans.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget to download the app, guys. The Local Marana Live is available live on the app, but a bunch of our old podcasts and stuff that we're uploading every day is available as well. So
Beautiful.
take advantage of that. Get the app.
Get the app.
We appreciate you.
Live the dream media.
Live the Dream
Hey,
Media
and
app.
mark your calendars if you haven't already. November 10th, 12:30 at James Craig Park. Rockin' for Heroes.
Yeah.
Great cause.
Yep.
Great cause. Thanks again for Mike and Bonnie for being in. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, David. We'll see you guys next
See ya.
week. Be nice to each other.